Watch out. Here are the top signs she might be emotionally damaged and high maintenance, making a relationship with her more challenging than fulfilling. Spot these red flags early, protect yourself, and avoid the heartbreak of investing in someone who could drain your energy instead of lifting you up. All right, let's get into it. When it comes to relationships, there are some signs you can't afford to ignore. Let's start with her treatment of service workers. If she's rude or dismissive towards servers, cashiers, or anyone in a position of service, it's a huge red flag. This type of behavior can reveal a lot about her true character. It often points to someone who feels entitled, who believes they're above others, or who lacks basic empathy. If she thinks it's okay to be disrespectful just because someone is serving her, it says a lot about how she'll treat people who can't benefit her directly. The question is, will she treat you the same way if she feels you're no longer of use? Another sign you can't ignore. She talks badly about her exes, friends, or even family members. If you notice that every ex she mentions is crazy or toxic and all her past friendships ended with major drama, you have to wonder what the common denominator is. It's one thing to have had a bad experience or two. It's another to seem incapable of finding anything positive in anyone from her past. A person who constantly badmouths people they were close to often lacks self-awareness or refuses to take any responsibility for their own role in those relationships. And remember, if she talks this way about people she once cared about, she might end up talking about you in the same way down the road. Let's talk about the way she responds to spending time with your friends or family. If being around the people you care about seems like a chore for her, that's a red flag. She might act as though spending time with your loved ones is an inconvenience, or like she's doing you a favor just by being there. Relationships are about mutual respect, and if she isn't willing to make an effort with the people who are important to you, it can be a sign of self-centeredness. She may see her time as more valuable than yours, or simply believe that your loved ones don't deserve her attention. Then, there's the issue of how she reacts to feedback. If she can't handle any type of constructive criticism, or even simple opinions that differ from her own without getting defensive or turning it around on you, that's a huge warning sign. A healthy relationship requires two people who can openly communicate, but if she perceives every little comment as a personal attack, you're going to be walking on eggshells. Being unable to handle feedback without taking it personally shows a lack of emotional maturity. It's exhausting to be with someone who always needs to be right and can't accept that other viewpoints may have value. And here's another one that might not be obvious at first. She's overly eager to move the relationship forward. While some people are genuinely excited to get serious, others are more interested in moving fast because they're afraid of being alone or because they're desperately seeking validation. If she's talking about moving in together or even marriage before you've really gotten to know each other, it could be a sign that she's looking for stability in someone else rather than building it within herself. Being overly anxious to advance a relationship too quickly is often a sign of neediness or even insecurity, and this can lead to major issues later on. Let's move to the subtle or not so subtle insults she may throw your way. Maybe she disguises them as jokes, teasing you with sarcastic comments that hit a little too close to home, or perhaps she throws in helpful suggestions that seem more like digs. If she's constantly trying to lower your self-esteem or make you feel insecure, it's likely because she wants to feel superior. These jokes or suggestions are actually a form of emotional manipulation designed to chip away at your confidence. A partner who wants to see you doubt yourself is not a partner who respects you. If she never takes responsibility for her actions, that's another big warning sign. Does everything that goes wrong in her life seem to be someone else's fault? Maybe she blames her friends for making her late, her boss for stressing her out, or her exes for ruining her trust. Accountability is essential in any relationship, and if she refuses to own her part in mistakes or conflicts, it means she isn't willing to grow. Instead, she'll likely expect you to carry the emotional burden for her, always finding someone else to point the finger at. And then there's the apology that always comes with a but. If every apology includes some sort of justification, "I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have done this," or "I'm sorry, but it wasn't really my fault," she's not truly apologizing. A sincere apology means taking full responsibility, no excuses attached. If she has to qualify her apology every time, she's more interested in defending her actions than in actually making things right. One major red flag is if she takes out her frustrations on you when she's feeling down. Relationships require emotional support, but that doesn't mean you should be her punching bag whenever she has a bad day. If she's constantly redirecting her negativity or stress onto you, picking fights or making hurtful comments just because she's in a bad mood, that's not okay. She should be able to handle her own emotions without tearing you down in the process. On a similar note, beware if she never celebrates your wins. Maybe she downplays your accomplishments or acts indifferent when you share something you're proud of. It's one thing to be modest, but if she's actively undermining your success or refusing to be happy for you, it's a sign of deep insecurity. She may fear that if you succeed, you'll outgrow her, or she might resent you for achieving something she hasn't. A supportive partner should be your biggest cheerleader, not someone who tries to make your victories seem small. And if she's always creating drama, whether it's starting fights over trivial issues or stirring up problems with other people, it's a clear sign that she craves attention in a negative way. Drama can be thrilling to some, but a person who constantly seeks it out often lacks inner stability. This behavior can become toxic fast, and it's exhausting to be around someone who's never content without some form of chaos. Drama queens often feel empty or bored without conflict, and they'll do whatever it takes to stir the pot. Here's another crucial one. If she's always taking but never giving. Relationships require balance, and both partners should feel like they're contributing. But if she's always asking for things, your time, your attention, even your money, and never reciprocating, she's probably not interested in a genuine connection. A taker will expect you to go out of your way to meet her needs, but won't lift a finger when it's your turn to receive. In her mind, you exist to serve her needs. If she's surrounded by male friends who seem to be waiting for a chance with her and lacks genuine friendships with other women, it might be a sign of validation-seeking behavior. A woman who can't maintain friendships with other women may have trust or jealousy issues that lead her to seek attention primarily from men. This might create a dynamic where she keeps a series of backup guys for attention and validation, leaving you to wonder if her interest in you is real. A particularly toxic behavior is when she craves validation from men but doesn't actually like men. This might seem contradictory, but some women use male attention as a way to feel powerful or desirable without genuinely caring about or respecting men. If she's dressing provocatively and enjoying the attention, but then criticizes men for only caring about looks or treating her like an object, there's a major disconnect. This type of behavior can create a toxic cycle where she seeks validation only to reject those who give it. Finally, if she identifies as a third or fourth wave feminist, but uses it as a way to justify an anti-men attitude, that's a massive red flag. There's a big difference between supporting gender equality and harboring resentment toward men as a whole. If she sees men as inferior or believes that women are inherently better, it's unlikely she'll ever view you as an equal. This imbalance can lead to constant tension and a lack of respect. So, if you're seeing any of these signs, take a step back and reassess.